Here we go again. Welcome to Let's Talk with Joury. I've realized that there isn't a perfect moment to start. Damn, that was like 3 years ago. Hold on, I need to put my phone on mute. After struggling with dyslexia, a lot of personal growth for sure. Oh, did I forget to mention? I live in Dubai now. I actually applied a job there, didn't go through. Is that he regrets not documenting his journey. And that is huge to say. Felt like I've lost myself. Does your today represent your tomorrow? It sounds like job your love, and I don't see my future there. You do kind of feel alone, believe in happiness again, not very relatable. Your connections, who you know, your network is your net worth. It really is, but I'm not doing anything about it. There's nothing to lose with trying. Trust me, you don't know where it's gonna lead you to because you're only hurting yourself. Okay, so this is a bit strange. Let me drink some water. Let's do an ASMR. Alhamdulillah. Here we go again. Welcome to Let's Talk with Joury. Welcome to my first episode of my podcast. I cannot believe it. The time has come. After years of thinking, after years of wanting to do this, the time has come. And I've realized that there isn't a perfect moment to start. So just start now. And I think you should apply this with everything in life. Hold on. I need to put my phone on mute. I honestly don't know where to start. By the way, I did try to start this podcast when I first started uni. I think it was in my second year of university. I posted like 3 episodes, I think, which is not bad. But I felt like because I was busy with university and I had a lot going on in my personal life, it just wasn't working out for me. But I remember at the time I got so much support and I was so happy with it. Now I'm happy to bring it back. And of course, since that time to now, a lot has changed. So how many years ago was that? That was 2022? Damn, that was like 3 years ago. Yeah, a lot has changed in 3 years, I must say. Where do you even start? Well, last year, I graduated with a journalism degree at City University of London. I cannot believe it. After struggling with dyslexia throughout my whole academic years, never really passing any exams, and now I've come to the point where I graduated university. Never expected that. And alhamdulillah, I came far, and it was definitely a huge achievement. I would love to talk about that, like make a whole episode on my graduation day, maybe give some advice, just read other people's stories about graduation. That is a podcast episode idea that I just thought of in the moment. Guys, in the comments below, remind me to do that. A lot has changed since then. A lot of personal life issues, family, work, life in general, a lot of personal growth as well, a lot of personal growth for sure. And I've definitely come far and I'm very proud of myself. I remember watching this guy, his name is Joury, something like that. He owns a marketing agency here in Dubai. Oh, did I forget to mention? I live in Dubai now. Yeah, that's one of the biggest changes actually since 3 years ago. It's crazy, isn't it? But anyways, as I was saying, there's a guy that I know. His name is Joury. I don't know him personally. I've seen a lot of his content. I follow him and I follow his agency, and mashallah, they do very well. I actually applied a job there, didn't go through. Anyways, that's another time to talk about. But what I'm trying to say is Mehdi's a very successful guy and he's achieved quite a lot. And his agency is one of the biggest agencies here in the UAE. One of the things that he always mentions is that he regrets not documenting his journey. And that is huge to say as someone who is a content creator. One thing for sure, I've definitely tried to take that in and try to apply that in my everyday life, is to document my journey for myself, but also for people to relate. For me, I really enjoy content that I can relate to. I like real stuff. I like content that is genuine and not sugar coated. So that's what I'm trying to apply with this podcast. I think throughout the years since my last attempt to starting this podcast, I've definitely created a lot more content. I created a lot of content on TikTok specifically. I felt like I was being more myself through food videos, through family content, through reviews of fragrances, for example, just posting anything. And to me, everything is content. It's definitely something hard to apply to because for a long time I believed that, you have to wait for the perfect moment to really consider content creation as a full-time thing. But unfortunately, there is never a perfect moment to actually start calling content creation a full-time thing. You just need to start now. I think that's definitely what stopped me over the years to start this podcast and to start posting content. But this is the thing. One thing about me is that content creation, creating content, filming, editing, presenting, presenting, talking is definitely something that I'm into. I have interest in every single one of those things for a long time. I think only recently in March I started getting back into that because I felt like I've lost myself before March for a few months because I was going through a lot of like life issues and family stuff. I felt like I lost myself, especially being an older sister. You know, you have to worry for other people, so you kind of lose yourself, unfortunately. Only in March I started to become myself again, from the most simple things to my routine. Just waking up, making my coffee, sitting down, going on my laptop and doing my work is something that I didn't have for a long time. I really valued the most simple things, you know, like your routine, making your coffee, going on your laptop and doing work. And I've noticed that sitting down in your bed all day, you're not going to achieve anything. And I remember seeing something on Instagram: does your today represent your tomorrow? Something along the lines of that. Does your today represent your tomorrow? It sounds like job your love. So I really been thinking about that. Does your today represent your tomorrow? Every now and then I think about that. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it doesn't. I think it's really hard and challenging to be a woman in your early 20s, being an older sister. It's like you need to have everything figured out. But unfortunately, I don't have everything figured out. I feel like I'm in this mindset of just going with the flow, taking in any opportunity that comes my way. And I feel like I've been saying yes a lot, which is a good and bad thing sometimes. I just don't want to miss out on an opportunity, especially now that I moved to Dubai. By the way, it's been a year for me. I moved in May 2025 and it's May 2026. It's been a year. Yeah, I actually can't believe that. Let me talk about that for a bit, actually. For those that don't know, I was born and raised in London. I've lived in London my whole life. Northwest London. I went to school in London. You know, I grew up there. London has a special place in my heart and I'll forever call it home, my second home. But unfortunately, London isn't London anymore, I feel like, personally, and I don't see my future there. And I felt like I had to start a new chapter here in the UAE, and I'm so blessed that I have family here, which made the whole moving process a lot easier for me. My family has been my biggest support, making this move easier for me. It was definitely not the easiest journey, for sure. It was definitely not easy. I've had a lot of ups and downs, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say everything was perfect. Unfortunately not. I think settling in was the hardest part, but what made it easier for me was family, and family being there. So shout out to my uncles, shout out to my auntie, and just shout out to everyone in general who helped me out. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so moving to Dubai, I've learned a lot about myself. I wouldn't say I'm alone, even though I have my brother here and I have my family and everything, but you do kind of feel alone in some way, because I was so used to my friends in London, like, oh hey, do you want to go out, whatever. Like, even with my cousin, I'm really close to my cousin. So she's in London and we used to always meet up literally like almost every day. So now it's different. We just talk through the phone. And my good friend from high school, Coral, we used to always meet up as well, every now and then, catch up, and it was such a relief every time we would meet. Like, it felt like a therapy session. So I definitely miss that for sure. Till now I miss London a lot. I wouldn't go back to live there. I would go back for a week or two. I feel like it's enough. Alhamdulillah, I can call the UAE my home now. Dubai is my home. I'm just so blessed. I felt so much love here. I feel like Dubai has taught me a lot of things, and I feel like it's given me hope. It's made me believe in happiness again. When I was in London, I went through a very hard time. I went through a lot during my younger years and even in my teenage years, and like, I wasn't happy a lot of the times. Being in Dubai has made me believe in happiness again, and I'm just so blessed to even say that, and I'm just so thankful overall. So for this podcast, I haven't had anything planned. I just really wanted to speak from the heart and just speak in my, like, what's in my mind, and really just go with the flow with this. I feel like I didn't really want to find the perfect moment to just start this. I've said this a few times already. I just didn't want to find the perfect moment. I just wanted to start. Khalas. As I'm posting, as I'm, creating content with the podcast, I'm going to figure out how I want the style of it as I'm going. What am I doing now? At the moment, I am creating social media content for different businesses and influencers, and that has been so fun. I've been been utilizing my skills in filming, editing, planning. Like, I studied journalism, and even before that I did a media course. So you can say 5 years I've studied overall all of media, from film, TV, radio, podcasting, social media, news writing, magazine, everything. I really touched upon everything, and I've been really trained for it. And not only have I been trained for it, not only have I studied for it, but this is a hobby, this is a passion for me. Okay, now I sound very corporate, not very relatable, but yeah, this is what I'm passionate about. This is me, this is what I love to do. Unfortunately, it's not always perfect. Sometimes I lose a lot of my creativity, sometimes I lose myself, sometimes I'm not bothered. That's the reality, and I feel like that applies to every single job out there. You know, losing that drive, kind of your responsibility to have that drive. Surround yourself with people who motivate you, surround yourself with people who want to do good. You know how they say your circle resembles you? It really does. It resembles you in a lot of ways. Mindset, let's say, how you live your life, those are so important. So, talking about Dubai and working here, one advice that I would definitely give for those that are, you know, moving to the UAE is that you need to work on your network, your connections, who you know. I think that's one of the biggest advice that I can give to you, and I think a lot of people can agree with me on this one. You know how they say your network is your net worth? It really is. But then you think, how do I start? How the hell do I meet people? How do I connect? Everything's out there for you. It's just you having to put yourself out there. To me, it's like, I have this person's contact, and the fact that I haven't even contacted them, and the fact that I haven't even thought of, you know, starting something with them is actually shame to me, because I have the opportunity. It's in my contacts, but I'm not doing anything about it. You just need to be clever. You really just need to put yourself out there. There's nothing to lose with trying. Obviously, you move to a country, you don't really know people, but thankfully, like, moving here has been easier for me, because before I used to come a lot anyways to visit my family, so I was already familiar with Dubai. You know, I have family here. You know, being Iraqi, being Arab, you know, being British, like, I'm already used to the culture here. I'm very aware of it. My For You page is literally a mix of everything. But in terms of your network, you need to be clever. One thing about here is that people want to get to know each other. That's one thing that I've noticed, which is so nice. There's no shame in trying. There's no shame in putting yourself out there. At least you've told yourself that you've tried. And that's one of the main things. I need to drink water again. By the way, guys, I'm sat on the floor. I don't know if you noticed. So your network, and I feel like it also really depends on your industry. Basis to getting to know people is social media. Guys, post that content, DM that person. Trust me, you don't know where it's gonna lead you to. Before I came to Dubai, while I was doing my dissertations and all that stuff, I was job applying. By the way, I didn't get accepted to anything, because you need connections to get jobs here, and that's one thing that I've noticed. You need to know people. If you're gonna apply, you're not gonna hear back from them, most likely. Personally, that's what I've noticed. So it's really all about your connections and who you know. There's amazing opportunities here, but you really need to know people, and you just need to be clever about it. So who's putting out job opportunity? Connect with them, message them on Instagram, tell them, hey, let's meet up. People in London might find that weird, but this is the reality here. People actually meet up to talk and discuss ideas. Also, we have a family restaurant here, and I was utilizing that to meet people. I've connected with a lot of people in PR and marketing, and really creating opportunities with people, you know, showcasing people my work, what I do. You know, I've connected with a lot of people, like different influencers and people in PR, and I've kind of built an interest in PR now, and kind of familiarizing myself with that. And especially if you're someone that creates content, like I create social media content for different influencers and businesses. I first did a lot of free work, I'm not gonna lie. Even now, sometimes I reach out to some influencers and I'm like, hey, can I create a video for you? Just want to build my portfolio. And I'm not gonna lie to you, 50% of the time people actually do get back to you. People want to get to know each other. People want to help each other. One thing I've noticed about this city is a very community driven type of city. There are lots of different communities, but people are connected here, which is so nice. So with this podcast, there's a lot I really want to do. I feel like I'm taking this podcast as a self journey type of thing, a journey that many people can, you know, join in. And I really want to interview a lot of people, have conversations with very interesting people. I have so many people in mind that I really want to interview, and I know that a lot of them are so down to do that. And I was just saying to myself that after finishing journalism, I felt like I kind of lost myself. Like, what am I going to do next? Because I was so used to that academic routine and stuff like that. So I said to myself, I just need to do things to utilize my skills. Like when I was studying journalism, we did a lot of interviewing. With the podcast, I want to do a lot of interviews, ask questions, be creative. If you guys have any ideas of topics you want me to talk about, people you want me to interview, please let me know in the comments. I am more than happy to reach out to people. I know a few people already that I know you guys will definitely be interested in. And yeah, I really look forward to it. I feel like I want to treat this podcast a lot like a reflection, like a way of reflecting. A lot of people tell me to journal, and I really find it difficult to journal. I think we should say that there is different ways of journaling. I feel like this is my way of journaling right now, which is talking to you guys. It's funny I say you guys, like I've got a huge following, but let's manifest. Guys, I believe in manifestation. Manifestation works only if you believe it. That's one thing I learned from Mr. Enes Bakhash. Shout out to AB Talks. I remember in a podcast episode he said, you know, we all manifest. We always say, oh, we want this or we want that. Manifestation only works if you see yourself doing that thing, if you believe in it. Because sometimes we say, I really want that car. You're not really believing in it. You're not really setting an intention. Today I was watching Fly with Haifa. I think that's her YouTube name. And she talks a lot about setting your intentions in her YouTube videos. And I feel like I really want to apply that more. Just setting my intentions with every day, with everything that I do. I've already mentioned this. I haven't really planned this episode. I'm just really talking, you know, from what's on the top of my head. Every time I take a moment to think, I just daydream and kind of smile and think about how happy I am. Like, I genuinely feel myself right now. I genuinely feel myself just being in front of camera, talking, doing what I love. If I were to give one advice, don't let your problems get over you. Be stronger than the problems that happen in your life. Don't let problems define you. You are greater than people who are trying to ruin you. You are greater than the issues that happen in your life. You just need to live your life the way that you want to live your life. You need to live your life and really think about how you're treating yourself. Guys, I actually made a video about this and I really want to talk about it. I might talk about it here briefly. I created a theory, I don't know, a theory, an idea, whatever, called the Hayat theory. What does Hayat mean? Hayat means wall. Let me explain. You know when you're talking to someone that, let's say, that's hurt you, and you're trying to explain to them, you just want them to understand, but everything you're saying just hits you back. It's like you're talking to a wall. Everything you say just bounces back and hits you. So this is the Hayat theory. Tell yourself, am I talking to a Hayat? And if you are, then stop. It's not worth explaining yourself. It's not worth your energy because you're only hurting yourself. And my grandma says this one thing. My grandma's been through a lot. Both my grandmas, bless them. And one of them actually says, she always says this one line, which is metiswe. It's not worth it. So when I hear it from her, like her telling me it's not worth it, it's like, wow, it really isn't worth it because she's been through a lot. So when I hear her say that, it's like, it gives me hope that, you know what, it really isn't worth it. But anyways, I feel like I touched upon many different topics. I don't want to keep this first episode very long, so I'm going to end it here. But before I finish this episode, I want to finish off with these card games. For those that know me well, know how much I love these card games by Enes Bakhash, AB Talks. I'm going to pick a random question from these cards and I'm going to answer it with you. Let's answer it together. So let's pick a card. Random card. Oh, this is a lovely question. What is the thing you are most proud of in your life right now? I feel like that is such a perfect question right now. For the first episode, what is the thing you are most proud of in your life right now? I feel like that's such a perfect way to finish off the first episode. The most proud thing is right now for me is starting this podcast again, but I think mainly is how far I've come and how I continue to pick myself up even though things happen in life. So it's just the fact that I'm strong. I love the fact that I just keep going. I'm very proud of that, and I feel like it's something that is just within me. It's within me that I just keep going and I don't stop. So I'm very, very proud of that thing. But yeah, now you answer that question. Let me know what you guys are most proud of right now about yourself. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'm going to end this video now. Thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate if you've come to the end of this video. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to put my socials down below. This is Let's Talk with Joury.